What's up, guys? Welcome back to the That's So Dev podcast. My name is Dev. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I appreciate you. We got some tea to get into, but before we get into this tea, make sure you go ahead and follow me at That's So Dev on Twitter, Instagram, and literally everywhere else, including Blue Sky. I am transferring over slowly, girl. Okay, and YouTube especially, because we kind of popping over there. Now, for the tea, we're getting into a little family tea today. And, there's a fine line for me. And I want to be very clear at the beginning of this podcast that my being to the core as a person, as my character, is to want to do nothing but wish, respect, show respect, and honor the respect of my elders. First and foremost. Okay? Please keep in mind that I am a 30-year-old man. So I am a grown ass adult. And over the last 30 years, it's just been interesting over the last 30 years, actually. Because what I wonder, and this is kind of just a general thing, right? I wonder if adults know that the kids pay attention to. The kids pay attention to the energy and what you do and how you treat people and all of that good stuff. You really soak that in and you form your own perspectives. And I don't know how serious that's taken, because these are going to become adults that you are going to have to face one day, and you're going to have to address all the BS. So, that just seems to be like a reoccurring topic that, kids are getting older and seeing things for what they are. And now there are kind of these little scruffles with, adults who have been a certain way their entire lives. And that just doesn't work for them. At some point, it becomes enough. And I'm to a point where, and I know there's this fine line. I don't ever speak about anything family. I literally I made my first post ever in regards to family on Facebook, and I was like, ugh, I don't do this, but some people needs to be clocked today, baby. I'm just saying, look, it's no secret that, my mother has been dealing with breast cancer, and, just really watching the support that she has been given from my end has been beautiful. That has truly been the focus. And I've even, gone out of my way to be like, look at all of these people around you right now, mother. Like, there's really so much love. People, coming out to visit, people chatting with her on a regular basis and just showing their love in so many different ways, or even just sending a quick text here and there to check in. You know what I mean? Just letting their presence be known and shown. And I've had so much respect for that, and I will. And, I hear about people talking about their experiences with their parents having cancer, when they're older, and they're like, I helped my mom through this, blah, blah, blah. And I've heard a lot of their stories, and it really kind of moved me, because it made me start to think about my own and who was around and who showed up. And it was like, I'm just seeing how I'm less concerned about who is around for me, who is around for any of us who are directly around the situation, because it does impact them too. Right? So it's interesting to me to see how everybody who has so much going on in their lives is able to even make 5 seconds out of their day to send a quick text. Hey, hope you're doing well. Click send. Whatever. Anything. It just really shows me that people do have the capacity to do that. And I'm trying to stay focused on the positive, right? Because that's what I've been doing this whole time. That's what we've been doing this whole time. We've been so focused on the positive. But here's where things starts to take a shift for me. this whole time, we're staying positive, we're going to doctor's appointments, we're going to chemo treatments, we're doing everything in between, right? And it's just us and those who are checking in and those who have come to visit us. But it's some of the people that you would think were the closest who haven't even said a word, who haven't reached out, who haven't, not a thing. I've seen people call and ask for things. Time to ask for things. You've called to ask for things, but you've not called or sent a simple text message. It doesn't matter if you're talking or if you're not talking. You haven't sent any form of love or support during this time. And my mom, she just had a double mastectomy with reconstruction. So this was a big surgery. A lot on a person. I mean, could you imagine? No, she's not the only person on this earth, but does that make it any less impactful or a lot for a person to deal with? I mean, so where are these people? Where are they? Do they care? Do they not care? Because if somebody that I love that was super close to me was having something done like that, I would even send, even if I couldn't give a call, because I have social anxiety, bitch. So phone calls is not my best friend. I would make sure that I send a little text message or something. Okay? Whatever. It doesn't matter what kind of term you are on. But it's interesting because a lot of these people who have not shown any sort of love or support, but in fact have caused issues, and I'm not going to say any names, right? At all. But there is this person who claimed that my own mother was lying about her cancer, as I was on the other end watching her struggle, going to these appointments, taking her to chemo, watching how that impacts her on a daily basis. And somebody is out here saying that my mother is lying about her cancer while preaching the word of God. Can you think of anything more hypocritical? And I say that with the utmost respect, because what else am I supposed to think? What else am I supposed to say? Right? So it's a defining moment of pop, that bubble just bursting in. There's been several bubbles in my life, right? As a child, protecting me from the world, but also kind of growing up, protecting who some of these people really were, keeping them as, oh, the fun blah 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 blah, or the the bright blah 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 blah. Like, my mom really went out of her way to make these people look like the gold star people walking on this earth. And so even while seeing all of this, I'm still showing respect. I am still showing love. I'm going out of my way to do these things, even though I know what's being done and what's being said. I'm not speaking on it, and I'm also not letting it alter the respect that I have for them. But do you have respect for the children too? Because what you do to this adult, the children see, and it also impacts them. Do you care about that? And it's interesting to watch my mother also help somebody else with their own, in whatever way this may be, because I'm being as vague as possible, their cancer situation. People who are dealing with cancer on their end. Maybe it's their cancer, maybe it's not their cancer, but they're getting help from my mother while she doesn't really entirely know that she has breast cancer yet. And where is that person right now? Well, I'm still looking. I'm still looking because I'm the one that's on this end doing the caretaking. I see who is supporting. I see who's showing love. I see everything. even though I say nothing. I continuously say nothing while people sit and play in her face. But while playing in her face, know that you're playing in her kid's face too, in her grandchildren's face too. Everybody sees it. You can't not see it. And people are loud with it. So, again, it's all interesting to me how family and it makes you wonder, what does that really mean? And there are a lot of people, right now, there are a lot of people who reached out after I posted on Facebook, and I have to say thank you for doing that, even though a lot of people who reached out after I posted on Facebook were people who already reached out. So it's kind of like, well, damn, at least the people that you got in your corner right now is hella good, because they're like, oh, you want to know what? I'm going to make up for all that love that's, support that's not there, right? But it's also like so ironic because there is a lot of love. There's hella love. And that has been the focus. And that has been my biggest reminder, like, Martha, look at all of this. You know what I mean? And she's been real focused on that. And I'm keeping her focused on that, right? Because all of this, you know what? You don't have the energy for it. Now me and the bros got it. We've got the energy for you. Respectfully. And we are grown-ass adults. So if anybody wants to actually have some sort of conversation about it, then the door is open for that. The door has been open for a very long time now. Because as I continue to, again, show that love and respect, despite what I know, it doesn't matter what the terms that people are on. I still show that love and support and respect. But adults can't seem to do that. And we're way past the point of, oh, adult business, blah, 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 y'all chill. No, we are way past that. The youngest child is 30. It's time to start having conversations because it's getting very childish now. It really is. And I'm a lot more civilized than my brothers. I am. So, hear the words that are coming out of my mouth. Do better. Do better. And look, let's be real, because I don't know how to approach this podcast. I'm not approaching it any sort of way. I don't have any structure to it, right? But this is something that has to happen. Because I now need to know your reason. Why haven't you sent a text? Why haven't you called? God forbid something had happened during that surgery. You didn't call, you didn't send a text, you didn't check up, you didn't do shit. What's the excuse? But what's so interesting about it is, I just had an uncle passed away, and I'm seeing so many people show so much love and blah, 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 blah. Do bitches gotta die for y'all to show love and support? Is that what the fuck is going on? And this is not even just in the family. This is a general thing. Where people don't want to show no love until somebody's in a damn casket. Unbelievable. At what point in time, like, what is it going to take for you to grow up? Like, what age are we? A 30-year-old is telling you this. Grow up. Go up. Go up. Go up, girl. Grow up. Because what is this, honey? This ain't it. I don't care how this is coming across. I state it to my center, to my being at the beginning of this podcast. That I have hella respect. But we're no longer at an age. We're no longer at an age where you give me respect to get it in regards to the child having to give the adult. Because now we're both adults. And it's clear that you don't have respect for me. Because not having respect for my mother, especially in this situation, and for those going around telling lies and rumors and all that stuff, like we're in high school, like, oh my goodness, bitch, do we need to go get a fucking sippy cup? Some apple juice? Do we need Gerber? Is that what we need? Because it's giving childish. When do we decide that we're going to put the bullshit behind us and do a simple check-in? You got beef like that? For real. You got beef like that to where you won't speak into a bitch until they in the grave. Hello? Come on now. Come on, man. I've had enough. I've watched the weird stuff go on for a while. And nobody is gonna sit here and act like they know everything, blah 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 blah. I don't need to know everything in regards to everybody's situation to know that what's going on is weird as hell. Do better. And for those who have spread lies in regards to my mother faking her cancer, you do now have to answer to me and her children. I don't even know if my brothers know that. I do, because I'm here witnessing the cancer that you were going around telling people that she lied about. And then when you were done saying that she was lying, did you go around to everybody who you said that these lies to? Did you clear them up? Or did you just leave them? Because that's very nasty. That's not good energy. It's disgusting. Ugh. Like, bitch, no, I'm so disgusted because a lot of the shit that's going on is from people that, like, I spent a lot of my life, like, you're one of my favorite people. I looked up to these people, like, you know what I mean? My mom really protected, the real world view of these people, and they were just some of my favorites ever, But the bubble has been burst. Yet again, I say, I see things for what they are. I see you for what you are. Despite all of this, I still got love and respect, admiration. If you commented on my Facebook today, I will still say love you, heart, kiss, kiss, mwah. All of that. Because again, no matter what terms anybody is on, period. Am I saying, oh, make sure you're in this person's life every day, blah, 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 blah. No, I know people got shit to do. People are grown. I am grown. I got a job. I'm doing a lot of shit too. Well, hello. You're not alone. We're all in this together. Well, one would like to think. It's mind-blowing to me. It's mind-blowing to me how people paint themselves one way and behind the scenes are a totally different person. What is that about? What is it about you having people look at you one way and then you being another? Why not have what you're doing behind the scenes be just as loud? Is it because hypocrisy might actually expose it for what the hell it is? Well, hello. Wake it up! Wake it up! I'm tired. I really am. How many family members have checked on the children of the person going through this cancer battle? 1, 2, 3? How many? It's been a couple. I'd probably say like a handful. I mean, me personally? Oh no. No. No, no, no. Thank you, Aunt Lisa, because you do it very often. My grandma, she texts me. Just saying. Oh, well, I'm just saying. Hello. I've had enough. And this podcast marks a shift in how I approach things. And I want that to be very clear because I respect my elders. I will move with respect. I will move with love. But do keep in mind that what you are doing is shaping how you are viewed. That can only be hidden for so long. I'm just trying to understand. I'm trying to understand, right? Because look, if you get me and both of my brothers to snap on you at the same time, you got the trifecta, you have done something that has never been seen before, bitch. Your negative energy has probably brought us closer because we see how weird shit is and we don't want to be like that. That's not the unit we want. We want the unit that has each other's back. We want the unit that may be upset with each other, but we're still going to check in. We're still going to call. We're still going to send a simple text. Right? And now keep in mind here, well, you got the trifecta. None of us have had a conversation about this together. Not one of us. So none of us knew what we were thinking. But we all snapped at the same time. What does that tell you? People have been seeing the bullshit for a good minute. And this brings me back to the whole idea of, do people realize that children pay attention to? Hell yeah, we do. And when we become adults, it forms that perspective of you. And you can't sit up here and say you don't care what people think of you or how they view you when you're doing XYZ behind the scenes, but painting yourself to be ABC to the front of the world. So clearly there is some level of care there, logically. So magically, anybody press play on this, anybody hears this, anybody feels some type of way, imagine how we feel, right? Because these are our feelings. So before anybody listens for an attempt to respond, listen to the pain that is in the podcast, that is in the child of someone who you've not been super great to. And that's me being civilized, because if another one of my brothers said this, it wouldn't have been as cute. Knock that shit off. Grow up. I don't know how old y'all are, whoever I'm speaking to, because y'all know this is going to a lot of motherfucking people. But grow up. Send a text. Send a call. Whatever. You're not busy 24/7. It always comes back to the, and this is a little shift of the topic real quick, right? Because, you know, I spent a lot of my life being told to, as for some reason, and logically explain this to me, because I know why people think this way, but expecting a young child to go out of their way and remember to call the adult rather than the adult making time to speak to this child too. I get the adult has a lot going on, but this child is growing up, processing life, processing whatever trauma could have happened to them. It's just really interesting that people just expect a child to hold up the position, to call them. But they won't put in any energy. Cut all of that out. I will not expect that from any children. Period. I won't. I don't expect that from my nieces. But you want to know what? We've now created a two-way street. I call them, they call me. I speak on the phone when they're speaking to grandma. Maybe we speak on a four-way FaceTime with everybody. Maybe everybody's on FaceTime at the same time. We have garnered a new system. That cycle is broken. Because that's been such a main thing. Now, mind you, because I do get it all the time. You don't call me, you don't call me, you don't call me. Like, and my response isn't, well, you don't call me either. My response is, well, no, I haven't called you. You haven't called me. We've been just so busy in life. I haven't been personally impacted by that. I understand you're doing your own thing in your own world. I understand I'm doing my own thing in my own world. I don't feel no such ways about it. Because, like, why would I? No shade. No shade. We in our own little worlds here. If you want to speak to me, if you want to have that sort of thing, you let me know. That's just my tea. I have social anxiety, baby. Phone calls is not my thing. Right? But I do have people in my life who understand my form of communication. And we deal with that. Okay. Cool. Text works? Okay, that's fine. We'll FaceTime when you can. We'll talk on the phone when you can. And we have a nice balance with that. I love that. I got that with my friends. I got that with my immediate family. There is a general understanding. And no hurt feelings of you didn't call me. Because we do have an understanding that we're both respective in our spaces. So, again, this is general, not to my family specifically. I mean, generally, because this is a big thing. And while I'm on a podcast about family, I'm just going to bring this shit up. So stop expecting that out of kids. And if you do want that, create a two-way street. So this person doesn't grow up thinking, oh, you don't call me. Well, you don't call me either. Because that's not my response. My response is understanding that I don't call you, and understanding that you don't call me, and understanding that that's mutual. It's not that deep to me. But people just be in their feelings and stuff. I'm like, girl, we both got a life. Life is too fucking short. If you want to speak to me more, you tell me, hey, I would like to speak to you more, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Okay. How can we make that happen? Let's figure it out. Door's open. It's not shut. Just saying. My goodness. And this may be the only part. Now, y'all, look. As I'm ending this podcast now, right? I just got some fantastic news. And I cannot wait for it to be shared. I'm gonna leave it at that. But yeah, you know, that news just really shifted things a bit. I'm laughing and cackling and smiling. Anyway, I'm moving forward. Yeah, here's what I have to say in conclusion to this podcast, which if one didn't get it by now, they're probably not going to get it at all. I'm going to say, no matter what the situation is, no matter what's going on between you two, if somebody's life is on the line, cut the bullshit. Send a text. Call. Going through a major surgery? Text. Call. Seriously. Stop with all. Break the cycles. I remember when I was young and going to family reunions and all of this stuff, and I remember such a tight-knit community, and I do specifically remembering after my father dying, it felt like such a big split down the middle in the family, and it to me it felt like the family was never the same. And that sucks. That really sucks. And I've spoken to people about, as I continue to see more and more success, and when I do get to the place where I do want to be in my career within this industry, I do want to kickstart family reunions again. Because I have hella love for my cousins my age. Oh yeah, for sure. We may not get to talk to each other on a regular basis or as much as we all would probably like, but I think that we do a much better job with the adults. I mean, than the adults with the situations. Like, I think a lot of us know whatever problems the adults have, it's not on us. And I think that we all respect each other's space while also keeping up with each other at the same time. I feel like generally we have love and respect for one another without it being something that we feel is personal. Which is crazy because I feel like we got to remind the adults, the younger ones, for real. What is that about? You know what I mean? But maybe you all raised us right to be able to be like, hey, pay attention. This is going on. Okay? We've had enough. I have had enough. So, that's all I really have for today. Thank you all for tuning into this podcast. I cannot believe I had to make this. And I did. I cannot believe I had to, but I did. Anywho, thank you so much for tuning into the That Sowdev podcast where you stay true and you stay you. Imagine if I didn't. Make sure you eat some good food, drink some water, and take care of yourself. That's super important. If you don't take care of yourself, who else will? All right, y'all. I'm hopping off here. Send your family love. I'm sending you love. And I will see you on the next podcast. Peace.